podcast. We do it every Tuesday here on the station as part of our sports journalism class. Glad you could be with us. I'm Al Quartermont, the professor. Joining me on the other side of the glass, the one and only haircutted man, Danny Cobb.
What's up, guys?
You look good, though.
Thanks, man.
You're a man of your word.
I am.
For those who don't know, it was one of the games that you had picked wrong, and you said if it went against you, you were going to get your hair cut.
Yeah.
I like it.
What game was that?
The Giants versus the Browns.
I can see your eyes now, so that's good.
I mean, I guess.
It looks good. It's a good look.
I do. I like it. I might keep it, honestly.
I like it. I think you look good. And your bro right next to you, he got a haircut too. Trimmed up a little bit, not quite as short as your man. That's Adán Wright.
Yeah, I took him to my barber, and it worked out.
Adán, don't say I look like Willie Adamas Wright.
I mean, never mind.
He thinks he's better looking. That's what it comes down to. So, all right, Seth Bynog is with us.
Hello.
And Brennan Maye-Jordan, fresh off a long road trip.
Yep, what's up?
And on this side of the glass, got with me the one and only Caleb Cole.
Hello.
Wow. Okay. Caleb, a man of many words. Mm-hmm. All right, let's jump into it for today. We start off with our LCU sports report. It was a furious fourth quarter comeback, but our LCU Wildcats fall at Wayland Baptist 49-44 on Saturday. That despite a video game-like performance by freshman wide receiver E.J. Scott. He had 259 yards on 9 catches. River Thompson, 450 yards passing on 18 completions, 3 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions, both of those coming inside the 5-yard line. Dalen Charles, another big game for the Wildcats on the ground, 142 yards and 1 touchdown rushing. And Ethan Chrisman also contributing 103 yards receiving with 1 touchdown. So let's start with Brennan. And I know that you guys were disappointed to lose this game. You went into it probably feeling like it was a game that you should win.
Yes, it really was, because how we prepare for offense, looking at their defense off film and everything, we knew that we can exploit their defense in many ways, running the ball and passing the ball, and also getting some screens in every now and then. So we expected to put a lot of numbers up, but the turnovers is really what killed us.
Yeah, you had the 2 interceptions. There was also a muff punt that they turned into a touchdown. So, that's a 21-point swing in a game that you lose by 5 points. What was the message by Coach McLaughlin after the game, knowing that you guys were probably really frustrated with that outcome?
What he was just emphasizing was that we just got to have not a perfect game, but we just got to emphasize on every side of the ball, offense, defense, and special teams, because special teams is what really hurt us. And with Wayland, they had no turnovers, and they had great special teams as well, punting us back, and also they just scored just like us.
Yeah, so the Wildcats fall to 1-3, 1-1 in conference play. At the same time, you still have all your goals possible, but at this point, you probably would have to win out. That's a challenge, but you can't look that far ahead. You just got to take that next game one at a time, as the cliche goes.
Yes, just as Coach Ben told us today, actually. He said just take it one play at a time, one game at a time.
Yeah, for sure. So let me ask you about your teammate and your fellow receiver, EJ, freshman, 259 yards. I mean, he has become one of Rivers' favorite targets for sure. What is it you're seeing in the way he's performing right now?
Yes, I've seen since week 1 that EJ is getting very comfortable now running routes and just getting used to college football now. And as you could tell, he's looking great.
Yeah, he sure is. Defensively, I thought there were a couple plays that really hurt the Wildcats where they were using kind of that wheel route out of the backfield and getting the passes completed to their running backs. And I don't know if it was linebackers or safeties that were just failing to watch, especially with number 2. He hurt you guys a number of times.
Yes, they had a good number of running backs that were coming in, fresh legs, and they were breaking 20-plus yard runs. And what didn't help also was with special teams and sometimes on offense as well, we gave them great field position. Yeah. So they scored right off of it.
So now you guys will take on Oklahoma Panhandle State. Last year's game was pretty close. I know that they've had some kind of lopsided scores this year. What are you hearing about this game coming up on Saturday at 2:00?
Well, we've been hearing from them that they're very physical. So they're a very physical team. They very tough. They love to run the ball, and they also have a very physical defense. So we just kind of bring the same type of physicality to them.
Yeah. Any adjustments you're making offensively, you think, for this game?
Other than just emphasizing more just on less turnovers, we just got to take it one play.
Yeah.
Because we look great on offense. We had about 500-plus yards of offense last week, so we know the offense can work. We just got to bring it all together.
Last question. How was that bus trip there and back?
Brutal.
Yeah, especially, I'm sure, coming back after the loss.
Yes.
So what time did you all get back Sunday morning?
7:30 in the morning.
Oh, man. Danny's shaking his head. So I hope you caught a little rest on the bus.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, not easy to do, though. So, all right, so that's the story on the Wildcat football team. Let's move now to soccer. Both the men and the women getting 2 wins last week. Both played Southwest on Thursday. The women won that game 5-1. The men won 4-2. And then on Saturday, the women beat Paul Quinn 5-1. And the men also won 6-0. So, bless you, Adán.
Thank you.
Don, you had a chance to check out those games. What are your thoughts on how the soccer teams are doing?
They're doing really good. I think after a kind of rough start for the girls, they've really kind of hit their stride here. I think the way that they're playing, their press has been really, really strong. Maria Alonso, one of their center mids, she had a hat trick of assists, so 3 assists. And all of the assists, it felt like, were created entirely by her. Like, the scorers were like, they did a good job finishing, which is obviously very important. But the way that she placed the ball into their path made it extremely easy to score. I think that's really was the difference there. And that was the first time anyone's had 3 assists in a game since 2021. So no short of a good feat for her. And then the girls team in general, it was just very good. They were very solid. Outside of a couple just really good shots. Outside of that, there was really nothing there. But the boys team, I think it was more of the same. They felt dominant early. They felt like they took control of the games early, but then as time went on, it's kind of slipped a little bit. And Danny was with me. That second game was very scrappy. They got 3 goals early, and you felt like, okay, they got it. But then but then the other team scores, and you're like, well, then something could happen. You feel like there's a little bit of a momentum shift. And as it went on, they kept fighting and fighting. And then at some point, the referee gave a red card to one of the players, Motika, and he was subbed off, or he was taken off because of the red. And even so, at that point, it felt like they were in complete control, LCU. When they lost a player, it felt like they actually gained more possession and gained more control. Danny, do you agree? What do you think?
Yeah, both games, both of the men's games, they were really scrappy. There was a lot of fouls, and again, like you said, it was mostly dominant from LCU, but they would get up early and then they'd start kind of playing exhausted towards the second half. But I mean, the other teams just couldn't match pace with LCU, and they just got the win. They got up early and just kept the points on the board. Let
me correct myself because I think I had the scores wrong. It was the men that won 4-2 over Southwest, 5-1 over Paul Quinn. The women 4-2 over Southwest, and then 6-0 against Paul Quinn. So, well, good. Hopefully both teams can keep it rolling. They'll be in Texas this week for games against Jarvis Christian on Thursday, and then also they'll be taking on Texas College Saturday. So we'll see how that goes.
Should go good.
Yeah. Hopefully they can keep on rolling. Our volleyball team looks to bounce back this week. They had kind of a tough road trip last week, traveling down to New Orleans for the Loyola Tri-Match. They dropped 3-0 straight sets against both William Carey and Loyola. Now 10-8 in the season. The Wildcats are back to New Orleans this weekend. They'll face Xavier 6 o'clock Friday, noon on Saturday. Our men's golf team saw their first action of the fall last week. They were at the Jacksonville, Texas Invitational. They took 8th out of 11 teams. Blake Francis was the top finisher for the Wildcats. His 2-day total was 20 over par. All right, the esports teams. Guys, update us on that.
We had our first game last night for Overwatch against Mississippi State, and
did they use cowbells during the game?
I didn't hear any, personally.
All right,
but all I know is that they kind of crushed us. It wasn't good. It wasn't a good game. I'll say, and I think I'll take responsibility for it as like captain and leader of the team. I should be playing better and a little bit more decisive. I think that was one of our biggest issues, is that they executed a lot more decisively on their plays and what they wanted to do, and I didn't, take that decisive action at times.
Okay, well, he's manning up on us, Danny.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a bad game from everyone. Like, honestly, it was just a bad... Like, we played bad as a team altogether. And our main problem is there's meta in Overwatch, and we struggle to play the meta. And we try to play our own game, which doesn't work. And we just have to practice and learn how to use meta for, like, the seasons.
Yeah, just playing what characters are the best at that moment.
Yeah.
And even though we may not be the best at those characters, I mean, it's important that we put the effort and learn them.
Yeah.
To be, the teams that compete with Mississippi State and teams like them.
So it's a learning experience.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. You'll make the corrections and then get ready for the next.
100%.
Yep.
So what do we have coming up?
It's a game this Friday against Leon College. They took their first game as well, and I think it's going to be just as difficult. Maybe not. Like, hopefully, we'll be prepared though for it. But I don't think this team's going to be any kind of like slouch.
All right, and then you also have Rainbow Six Siege, right?
Yeah. So that game's going to be on Wednesday, or is it Wednesday? This Wednesday. Again, we're still trying to get Adán coached and ready for this game. It was short notice, so it's going to be maybe a little more hectic than it would have been if we had more time to kind of coach him. Because the main problem right now is you have to reach a certain level to be ranked, and you have to be ranked to play in the game. And we don't know if he's going to be able to get there, so we might have the guy that quit. We might have to have him play, depending on rules from the league that we're playing in. But I think we'll figure it out. We'll be able to play Wednesday, and it should go good because we have a pretty solid team.
I'm still grinding. I'm still working to get there.
Hectic.
Yeah.
It's getting kind of hectic. All right. Let's transition now to LSU football. The Tigers, with kind of a cupcake game, they beat South Alabama 42-10 on Saturday. Big game. Offensively, 667 total yards, 430 passing, 237 rushing. Garrett Nessmeyer was 26 of 39, 409 yards, 2 touchdowns. Did throw 2 picks, though. Caden Durham, 7 carries, 128 yards, and a touchdown. Next up for the Tigers, they will host Ole Miss a week from Saturday. They have the bye week this week. Then they'll be at Arkansas and A&M. So it's going to kind of start getting real now for the Tigers once they get off this bye.
Yeah, Garrett Nussmeier really doubled Gio Lopez's yards.
That's true, yeah. And I know South Alabama coached by Major Applewhite, who played at Texas and then played a little bit in the NFL as a backup, but he's from Baton Rouge. So he's kind of one of those guys. I think you'll see him emerge eventually at a higher level school in Division I eventually.
And
so.
I remember the governor, Jeff Landry, saying he wants to bring a new live tiger to the LSU games.
That's right. He's kind of pitched that idea, which there's some controversy there because people feel like it's not healthy for the tiger to be, with that many people all around. So
probably not.
But, Mike lives a pretty good life. At the end of the day, the dude's got this nice cage. He's got all the steaks he can eat. He's not having to hunt the occasional jackal out in the wild. So I
True.
think he's got it pretty good.
When I went last year, he seemed pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I would take it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's because he's more in like an enclosure. It's not like a zoo cage.
Yeah, it's not like 4 walls in a box. It's
Yeah.
like a big little area for
Yeah,
him
it's
to.
nice actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could do a lot worse.
there are
life.
tigers that do.
I was gonna say, he's doing all right for himself. So, one other college football note: how crazy was that game Saturday between Alabama and Georgia?
Man.
I'm so disappointed in myself. Like, not in myself, but I started the first half and I watched the whole thing, like the whole first half. And I was with a bunch of people out at a party and they were like, "Oh, this is just boring." I was like, "I don't even want to watch." And then I left. And then I like wake up the next morning and see like what a crazy game it was. And I'm like, dang, I missed it.
Yeah, because when it was 28-0, I just ready to turn it off. But Georgia definitely, Kirby Smart, they definitely made some great adjustments in the second half.
How about Ryan Williams though?
Dude, that catch was insane. That last touchdown to win them the game.
It was like something out of the Matrix.
Literally.
Like slow it down.
Literally. It looked like Madden.
He made the
did.
defenders look like Looney Tunes characters smashing into each
Yep,
other.
Yep. He's good. He's really good. So now Alabama's number 1. And,
Are they? Oh, yeah, I did
Yeah.
see that. They are one.
well, they're 1 in one of the polls, and then Texas is 1 in one of the other polls.
Arch Manning looking good, too.
He does look really good.
Hey.
So
I've always viewed Georgia as a team that can't be beat. Like they're the number 1 ever, but now the Giants have fallen.
Well, if you didn't know it, it's like Georgia is about 41-3, and all the 3 losses are to Alabama.
wow.
Like, that's insane.
Roll Tide.
If you can't tell, Brennan is from Alabama. So is Ryan Williams an Alabama
Nick
kid?
Saban.
Yes, he's actually from Mobile, Alabama, where I'm from.
Oh, is he really?
yeah.
Did you know him?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Yeah, we work out together because his dad, he's a really good trainer.
Okay.
So we work out a lot.
Nice kid.
Yeah, he's nice. And
sick.
he been playing up since he was younger, so it's nothing new to him playing against older people.
Wow. So that's pretty cool. That's awesome that you know him.
Yeah.
So quite an athlete, that's for sure. So, all right, we transition now to the National Football League. And as we do every week on the show, we make our picks. Here's how it went for week number 4, as Danny ended up going 11-5. Brennan actually led the pack with 12-4. 10-6 for Caleb, 9-7 for Adán. Seth was 8-8, and I brought up the rear at 7-9. So, what was I thinking picking the Giants in Carolina?
It's because you said you wanted to go with Caleb, so.
That's true. That's true. Now look, the Giants could have won that game. That's what was frustrating.
Yeah.
They really could have. I thought they were going to pull it off. So, but they didn't. I also picked the Jets. We all picked the Jets and lost, thanks to Greg Zuerlein.
Dude, that game was so bad.
Aaron Rodgers didn't have a dog in that fight.
No, I mean, he's got to get more protection.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous. Packers almost mounted the comeback against the Vikings. Came up a little bit short. I picked that one wrong. A few of us got the Steelers wrong. In fact, the only one who picked the Colts, Caleb.
And you have one person. He has one person to thank for that. Joe Flacco.
Okay.
Yes,
See,
bro.
you make a great point, doesn't he, Dan?
Yes, bro. I think, Caleb, why didn't you tell me that Joe Flacco was going to play, bro?
What?
It's like you knew. It's like you knew that Joe Flacco was gonna play. Why didn't you tell me?
You got connections, Caleb?
If you would have knew, I would have
I
went
know
with the
all.
Colts, bro. Joe Flacco's literally the GOAT. He's better than Tom Brady, bro.
Literally.
Okay, Danny. You watch what you say before you get hurt.
Bro, no.
You got the Tom Brady fan over there.
No.
Yeah.
Now look, I didn't even know Joe Flacco was still in the league.
Yeah.
All of a sudden I hear-
Dude, he just got. He was on the Eagles, and then he went to the Browns, and then now he's on the Colts.
Yeah, and played.
Oh,
great
he was
playoff
on the Jets too before that.
Man, I don't know. So the Joe Flacco factor is real, and the Colts were able to pull out the win. Were there any other big surprising picks that you made, Caleb? It looked like pretty conventional the rest of the way. So, yeah. But anyway,
I was very glad that I picked the Lions.
yeah, everyone did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I almost picked the other guy, but I was like, nah, it's got to be the
The
Lions.
Seahawks? The other guy.
I mean, Jared Goff threw 18 for 18 passing. He was 100%.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I saw where Coach Campbell, after the game, they told him that. And he's like, oh, I feel bad. I already gave
Yeah,
the
he
game
gave
ball to
someone else the game ball.
Ah.
Dude, that was funny.
So I'm
Man,
sure.
how good is Jaden Daniels, man?
Yeah.
He's very good.
He has an 82% completion rate on the season.
Mr. Heisman himself.
Yeah, I think me and Mr. Al are both bummed about the Cardinals. Really wanted the Cardinals to win.
We picked them to win. I don't know that I wanted them to win.
I mean,
Adán had me believing in them. But
already said. Look, Kyler Murray's inconsistent. I've been saying this, but no one wants to listen to
I
me.
didn't pick
You're
them
right.
though,
hey, Caleb and I did pick the Raiders, though. We got the Raiders.
because
Right.
Cleveland is just a poverty franchise. Like so that's
Dude,
all there is to it.
Yeah,
they're
That's
so
all
bad.
there is to it. Every time.
I am glad I dropped their defensive line on my fantasy team.
They shouldn't have got rid of Joe Flacco. I'm just saying.
That's
bro.
it. You're right. I mean, Joe Flacco had
Just
another
saying,
playoff
bro.
team last year.
I know.
And they go back to Deshaun Watson?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
That is an insane.
Exactly.
Every time I talk to my family from,
It was because of the song. Mr. Al played the Raiders
Oh,
song.
he did
he
play
did.
this song.
Yeah.
He
They
gave
could
him
feel it. They
energy.
could tell.
That's
Something
how
was
it is.
summoned.
The autumn wind is a pirate.
Man.
The best. Simply the best, for sure. So, all right. So now I went back because you guys were asking me about week 1 results. And what I found out is Caleb and I didn't make picks that week. So we can't really factor them into the season total quite as much. If we take the season totals without week 1, then leading the pack is still Caleb, 10 games over 500 at 29 and 19. 3 of us are at 27 and 21. That would be Danny, Adán, and Brennan. I'm at 25 and 23, barely 500, and Seth struggling a little bit, 22 and 26. But if you add in week 1, Danny is the runaway winner because he was 13 and 3 in week 1.
I know, man.
One runaway leader, I should say. 40 and 24 overall. Brennan is 38 and 26. Adán 36 and 28, and Seth at 500, 32 and 32. So
I've gone 9 and 7 every single week this year.
you are consistent.
Yeah, that's insane.
I mean, over the course of a long time, you still come out way ahead. So
Hey, I've made a comeback though. I was doing pretty bad. I made a comeback.
yeah,
I went
for
6
sure.
and 10.
That was a rough week too.
Slow and steady wins the race. Who knows? Maybe Adán will be right in the end.
Like the tortoise and the hare.
And so now for next week, we don't have as many games. Normally, you have 16 games every week in the National Football League, but this week we only have 12 games, I believe, because 4 teams are on bye. Actually, 14 games, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 14. We have 4 teams on bye this week. Detroit, Los Angeles, I almost called them San Diego Chargers. Los Angeles Chargers, the Eagles, and the Titans. So, of the games that we have coming up this week, we'll make our picks like we always do. Starting with the Thursday night game, which definitely is an interesting game now. And we didn't really talk about the Saints' loss. So Atlanta, coming off the win, will host Tampa Bay. How about those Atlanta Falcons? In that game, by the way, the only people that picked Atlanta were me and Brennan. So good job, Brennan.
Thank you.
And, of course, that's because of the kicker.
Just the best kicker.
Young Wei Koo.
Young Wei Koo.
Young Wei Koo.
He's like one of the only Asian people that play in the NFL or that have played in the NFL.
But did y'all see where Shaheed, when they at the beginning where the Falcons punted and Shaheed had it in his hand, but he dropped it and they ran it for a touchdown.
I mean, the Saints have no one to blame for themselves. They had a pick 6 as well. So,
Yeah.
and then they just kind of let Kirk Cousins beat them. You can't let Kirk Cousins beat you.
That's
No.
so sad.
Literally, what
can't.
Brennan said last week is what happened.
Yep.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins gets it in his hand in the end.
So now you have Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Bucks coming off a big win over the Eagles where they look dominant, taking on the Atlanta Falcons Thursday. And Thursday games are always so weird. It's just hard to pick. So, Danny, who's winning this game?
I'm going with the Buccaneers. I think Baker Mayfield has been looking great the last couple weeks. I do think Atlanta has a chance to win, but I just don't see them beating Baker Mayfield as of right now.
Yeah. But sorry, didn't you say that the person that wins on Monday loses on Thursday?
Usually they lose the next Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I still think Atlanta's going to lose this week. I'm just going to go with Tampa Bay. Again, Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
With the Eagles on the bye, I have to go with my backup team, because if the Buccaneers can destroy the Eagles, then I'm confident they can destroy the Falcons.
All right.
Taking out 2 birds with 2 games.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers because, as Danny said, Baker Mayfield has been playing great. So I'm going with the Bucs.
He has. Now, the week before this, he didn't have a great game, but he certainly did last week. Caleb, do you go with a Falcon or do you go with a Buccaneer?
The Buccaneers keep birds as pets, so I'm going to go with Buccaneers.
But it's like, I feel like a falcon's so much different than like, don't they like own parrots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is still a bird.
But a falcon's so much different than a parrot.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
Hey, I'm just saying.
So the conventional wisdom is definitely leaning Tampa.
Correct.
But for some reason, I just feel it in my gut that Atlanta's going to win this game.
Mr. Al,
Go
you picked the Panthers
I know.
and that didn't go very well.
You're right. But I'm not taking the easy way out. I'm going Atlanta.
All right.
You'll look smart if you get it.
We move to Sunday, a game. I think this is in England because it has an 8:30 kickoff. Jets and the Vikings.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening with Aaron Rodgers. And then Breece Hall had 4 points. And then they literally lost when Bo Nix had negative yards.
Passing. How do you do that?
I don't know. I'm going Vikings because, again, they won. Like, they're looking scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the Vikings as well. I think they also just look really good in general.
dude, I really every part of me wants to say the Jets, but the Vikings do look scary. They pose a real threat, so I gotta go Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Vikings as well because they are undefeated this year as of right now. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
Teams that are 4-0 right now. All right, Caleb, do you go with a Jet or a Viking?
So like the Vikings fight like dragons and stuff, so I think they could take on a Jet. So I'm going with the Vikings.
I think a jet could beat a dragon. Like
No,
I can think a regular jet could beat a fictional dragon pretty easily.
If Tom Cruise was
Like you think
flying
like
that jet,
Game of Thrones, I feel like that wouldn't be a problem if they had
I
like.
don't know. They got pretty tough hides,
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think like.
Shoot a missile at him.
and
I
some
feel
of
like
them
it'd be
can move like
He'd be
really
dead.
fast, and they don't have to worry about
I
ammo.
feel like they could dodge missiles.
Maleficent got killed by like a
Jets-
regular dude, so unless it was a dragon.
Do Jets auto lock their missiles?
That's a good question.
If they don't auto lock, then they have
Probably.
to aim. The dragon can easily
But like,
just
do you know how
dodge the
good those
rocket.
jet fighters are? Like
Not good enough to fight a dragon.
I feel like they would be. Like people, I mean,
Dude,
in
think about it.
mythology,
It's-
I
people
feel
have
like
killed
the
dragons.
maneuverability on a dragon is probably better than a jet.
Thank you.
Depends on how big the
It's a
dragon is.
literal
If
dragon.
we're talking about like a Night Fury, like from How to Train Your Dragon, then it's like over. Like then
Yeah,
that's basically a jet itself.
how do we go from football
Not to mention that the,
Because we're talking about dragons.
Like Toothless can like turn invisible. So
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's Toothless is the dragon, then
Bro, just think about
What if
it.
the-
Think
what if the-
about a dragon, bro.
What if the dragon
You
was
really think a
Godzilla?
jet can beat a dragon?
it depends on the type of dragon, but
I'm gonna take the dragon.
Thank you.
okay.
It depends if the dragon is in love with Shrek.
Okay.
I mean donkey.
That's also a good point. That's also a
Or
good point.
B, if
bet you
the jet's being flown by Maverick, then
If the
it's,
jet's being
That's
flown-
what I said. That's
the
what I said.
Okay, if it's a good fighter pilot, then it's over. That's what I think.
So it's basically the dragon from Shrek or Goose and Maverick.
right
I'm taking Goose and Maverick.
every time.
Dragon
right.
and 5.
So far, everyone has taken Minnesota.
Jet and 7.
I have no reason to not take Minnesota because the way they play defense, they really can disrupt your offense. And the Jets are so bad on the offensive line. They have great weapons. They just have a terrible line this year. So I'm going with Minnesota as well. So we all went Minnesota. All right, Carolina at Chicago. And not as easy a picking game as you might think at this point now because Andy Dalton has Carolina playing much better. And Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I was 50-50 on this game, but, I picked the Bears last week despite all the hatred towards the Bears and saying that they suck, and they won.
They beat the Rams.
Yeah. And so I'm going to go with the Bears again this week.
Okay. The
I
Bears.
think I'm going to agree with you on that. I just want Chicago to win. I just want it. That's all I'm going to say.
All right.
So I'm going to go with them.
Yeah, I'm pretty. It was pretty shocking to see the Bears win Sunday. So, no argument here. I gotta go Bears.
Yeah, I'm gonna also go Bears because I did not expect them to beat the Rams at all. So, and I think DJ Moore gonna put a beating on his old team.
Shout out DJ Moore, he's on my fantasy team.
And hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get DeAndre Smith on my team.
DeAndre Swift?
Yes, DeAndre Swift.
All right. Caleb?
So Chicago versus Carolina. You said, wasn't there a guy named Caleb on the Chicago team?
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams.
Okay, a fellow Caleb.
Williams.
So I'm going to side with my fellow Caleb.
Chicago's crime rate's also higher.
That's true.
But they do have deep dish pizza
I feel like you could make deep dish pizza anywhere. So
in Wrigley Field, and the Cubs.
That's why it's like known in
Cub
Chicago.
differential, agreed.
And the bean.
I just hate Chicago.
Wow.
This is a Milwaukee thing.
No, I get it. I get it.
Oh, okay.
As a Chicago supporter, I get it.
Yeah.
We also feel the same way. No worries.
So I got to go. Carolina's inspired. They're playing for the hurricane victims.
He was going for Andy Dalton.
Yes.
Oh, I might want to change my pick.
No. Once you
You
get
can-
I've
Didn't inspire them last week, but
I've seen Hurricanes inspire teams before.
that's true.
So I think
Saints.
I think I want to change my
Hurricane
Oh,
Katrina.
Caleb's going to change
Katrina
his pick.
difference.
All right. So let me.
Did they
mark
get to
that
the
down.
Super Bowl? Like after that happened?
No, that happened in 2009 when they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they
Okay, yeah,
when
that's
they
what
beat
it
the
was.
Colts.
Yeah.
Right.
So that one.
It was 2006 when they came back after Katrina. That's when Reggie Bush was a rookie, and
Oh yeah.
they
that's
made
right.
the playoffs, but they didn't go to the Super
That's right,
Bowl.
that's right.
So I think they lost to the Bears that year in the playoffs, and the Bears made the Super Bowl and lost to Peyton Manning. So, if I remember right. All right, Cleveland is at Washington taking on Jaden Daniels. I have a feeling everyone's going to pick Washington in this game.
Bro, Jaden Daniels is undoubtedly
The
rookie
GOAT.
of the year. Like
Goat.
he has an 82% completion rate on the season. That's not just like a game, that's on the season.
That's insane.
I'm going Washington.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going Washington as well.
Y'all, please don't hit me for this, but I'm really thinking Jaden Daniels is near, emphasis on near the Brady level, so I got to go Washington.
Wow.
No, it's
Brady,
more,
it's basically Brady, but without the cheating.
if you want a literal
Or the marital
if you want a
problems.
literal comparison, Jaden Daniels is RG3.
Yes, he's
Yeah,
RG3, except
yeah.
he knows how to slide and not jump into tackles.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he been playing better than Pat Mahomes, so I'm going with Washington.
See, that's a fact.
Caleb, you go with a Commander or with a Brown?
I don't really like either of these teams, to be honest, but color is still a stupid name, so I'm going to go with the Commanders.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels, I love watching him play football, so everyone's going to Washington for this one. Miami is at New England. Yeesh.
I try to pick Miami against the Titans out of all teams because the Titans are really bad.
Yeah.
And Miami scored
Outbatted them.
scored 13 points.
They look terrible.
yeah,
Absolutely horrific.
I have Tyreek Hill on my fantasy team, and it was just like a waste of a pick.
Yeah.
I
I mean, it's Tua must be the best player in football because the Dolphins with him are pretty good, and without him, they're awful.
yeah, I don't know.
But Tua's not playing.
I don't know what's going on there. But I'm going Patriots, man. I just can't go for the Dolphins after last week.
Yeah, it's the same thing where I just feel like I can't pick Miami, so I'm picking the other guy. So I'm also going with the Patriots.
Man, if both teams, I wish they both lose, but that would not happen.
Maybe they'll
And
tie.
Tua's not
That'd
playing.
be even
and Tua's
worse.
not
Oh my
playing this
God.
game. It hurts me to say, but I gotta go Patriots.
This game actually might be a tie. It might be 3-3 or something.
Dude, a 3-3 tie would be like the
not
worst
lying.
NFL game of all time.
Wait, so who did he pick?
I'm gonna go Pats.
Okay.
3-3 tie.
Shout out
Caleb,
Brisket.
are you going with a Patriot or a Dolphin?
Dolphins are still evil. America. Patriots.
Nice.
America. That's the only reason you need.
I'm going to shock the world.
Oh, goodness.
Huntley gets another week to
Muhammad
figure out the
Ali.
offense. He's actually not a bad quarterback, as I've been told.
He's really
By
not.
who?
By us.
Oh, okay.
He was on the Ravens.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I think Miami, coming off the Monday night loss, is going to win this game.
Okay.
You know, I mean, that's a pick. No, I'm not gonna
That's a pick.
Yeah.
So far, my picks are very, very risky, other than
Sure, why
Minnesota
not?
and Washington.
This is how you get back ahead, though, in the rankings. You got to take the risky
Got to
pick.
take a chance. Colts and Jaguars.
You already know what I'm going. I'm going Colts.
Joe
Come on, Joe
Flacco.
Flacco. Let's go.
Joe Flacco.
I can't argue against the GOAT. Just better than Brady. Like, might as well.
Jags are going from like a playoff team to a, top 5 in the draft team.
Top 5.
Bro,
Gosh.
I can't argue with logic. I want to see Joe Flacco put Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones. You know what? The whole team. I want to see Joe Flacco put the whole team in the ground. Colts.
Okay.
Yeah, Colts.
I'm starting a Joe Flacco wave. I love it.
You are.
I just hope Trevor Lawrence finds a new home. That's all I want.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
He's too good a talent to waste away like that. All right, Caleb, do you go with a Colt or a Jaguar?
This is kind of hard. You see, my instinct says a Jaguar would eat a Colt. However, the Spanish are the ones who brought horses over here. And you see what the Spanish did to like South America and all that. So I might have to go with the Colts.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know I was in history class, man. I appreciate it.
Are you letting us influence your decisions? Like, you're letting our conversations about the Colts?
The Spanish influence in South America is
'Cause
a
I-
deciding factor.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Sure.
Is it
That-
us? Is
That didn't happen that happened in Europe, not South America.
Yeah, true. I just thought it'd be funny.
Come on, you gotta brush up on your history.
If it,
on.
I mean, we already got a history lesson. You at least have to get it right.
That's true. That's true. So yeah, I'll go Colts as well. Bills at Texans. This is actually an intriguing matchup.
I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm sticking with my second team. Let's go C.J. Stroud. I'm going Texans.
Okay.
The Bills did not look good against the
Because
Ravens.
Derrick Henry, man. Derrick Henry
Derrick Henry was
was
so
1
good.
yard off of 200.
He was a beast last night.
Man.
He's actually getting used to that Ravens offense. It
Dude,
looks so
someone
good.
someone tried to tackle Derrick Henry, and they got injured.
Yep.
I would too. I ain't gonna lie.
And it wasn't like it was a knee. He got hit with a knee, and he got injured.
Man,
I don't.
after seeing what happened Sunday, I don't know. I'm a little iffy about the Bills, about Josh, but I'm gonna side with Danny. I'm gonna say Texans. I can see them a win.
I'm gonna go to the Bills because I feel like after taking a game like that, you're gonna want to like come out as best and as physical as possible. Even though you lost a player through defending Derrick Henry, like I think you can still. I think they still got it. I'm gonna go with the Bills on this one.
I'm going to go with Texans because my favorite receiver in the league is Stephon Diggs, and I want him to kill the Bills.
All right.
Kill them.
Bills, Texans. Caleb.
So like Bills, that's like one dude. It's named after one dude, and Texans is like a group of people, and I think like a group of people versus this one guy. But at the same time, this dude was able to stand out amongst a bunch of
Other dudes.
other dudes. So maybe he'd be able to take on Texans.
But it's
so-
like Bills. So is it multiple
So
of
it,
the
is,
one
and
Bill?
it does say Bills
That-
more than one. So it's multiple of this one dude that was able to stand out amongst all those other people.
Hey,
so
all
I
I'm
might have to
saying
go with the
is
Bills.
he can duplicate. He might just be the best.
Okay, Bills it is for you. I'm going Bills too.
No, wait.
I'm going Bills too. So, because nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Ravens and Bengals.
So
that should be
this
a fun
is
one.
gonna be I can say
Yeah.
this is gonna be a pretty good game.
Y'all don't even need to ask me. You already know who I picked.
All right.
Let's go Baltimore.
I think I've ridden the hate train too long. I'm gonna go Ravens. I think they were insane last week.
We're getting comfortable, man. We're starting to play like the team that we are.
And this game kind of determines playoff spots as well.
Exactly. If we take, because we're in the same division as the Bengals. This is our first division game, and if we take them out, that just places us higher in our division.
Well, Joe Burrow finally stopped peeing his pants after every past game. He finally got it 1 win, but it's gonna take more than one. It's gonna take more than 1 win to impress me, and I'm gonna be nice, and I'm gonna say Ravens.
I mean, the win was also against the Panthers, so it's not like too special.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I'm gonna go Flock Nation.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad y'all don't switch up.
Caleb,
Stay with your teams.
a Raven or a Bengal?
I'm gonna go with Danny. I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
Let's go.
We're the birds of prey.
Dude, I'm starting a wave. I love it. Joe Flacco wave and Ravens wave.
I'm gonna make the dumb pick of the year.
No, don't do it, Mr.
I feel like
Al.
that's been most of your
Give me
picks,
Joe
though.
Burrow.
Don't go against me.
Give me Joe Burrow.
You going? All right.
But I feel like you keep saying that, and you like. All I'm saying is this week could be like your breaking point. This could be the end.
Hey.
I'm either gonna be like 4-10 or 10-4.
Like, there's no other option here.
Jamar Chase versus Marlon Humphrey. I'm ready for it. Let's go.
That'll work. Raiders and Broncos.
Man, the Broncos suck. I don't even know how they
combined
won last
passing
week.
of 100 yards between the two teams.
Bro,
They barely won.
Every time I pick against the Raiders, though, they win. So I'm going to go Raiders this week because the Broncos also are just looked horrible and still won.
But is that a thing though? Like you can look horrible and win. Like can they do it again? Can they look horrible and win?
You think the Raiders are going to score under 10 points?
No, Raiders.
I don't see how the Broncos even beat the Jets Sunday. That had to be the slowest,
their
the
kicker's the
most
goat.
boring, dull game I've ever watched. And I'm on the same page as Danny. Every time I pick the Raiders, every time I go against the Raiders, they lose.
Win.
So let's switch it up. I'm gonna go Raiders.
I'm gonna go Raiders.
All right, Caleb, do you go with a Raider or a Bronco?
Well, I feel like a Raider would ride a Bronco, so I'm going with the Raiders.
But,
Excellent point.
But couldn't a Raider be just like a normal man that just raids like someone's house?
You have to be kind of strong to raid someone's house.
Fall as a Raider.
The autumn wind is a Raider.
Here we go. Well, we're gonna.
But-
fall as a Raider.
But that they're playing in Denver, the Broncos will rise up.
I think you just
Tame
want to
the
be
autumn
against
wind.
everyone.
They're
No,
taming
that's
the autumn
exactly
wind.
what he's going
He's
against.
just
Everyone.
picking
That's
every
exactly
other
what he's
pick.
doing.
Okay. This
All
is
right.
his. This is his like 13-2 game or week.
Cardinals.
This is his week.
Cardinals 49ers.
Man,
Really? Is it that much of a man?
I mean, it's just more like I'm kind of angry that the Cardinals played so bad last week.
Dude, who are you telling?
Like,
Oh my
I was hoping that
gosh.
was going to be a close game, but Jaden Daniels is literally just insane. Cardinals didn't look good last week. I'm going to go 49ers.
I'm going to go 49ers as well, but I think that it's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be very close. I think it's going to be a good offensive showing from Kyler Murray, but I don't think they're
I was
going
about to say, that's up to Kyler Murray. If he actually plays like a quarterback, maybe they'll get something done.
Yeah, well.
This really isn't a really tough decision for me because it's either Kyler Murray or CD McFlurry. McCaffrey.
McFlurry. Bro wants McDonald's so bad.
Excuse me, McCaffrey, but this is not a hard decision for me. I got to go 49ers.
Okay.
I want to go 49ers since Debo Samuel coming back because I never know which Kyler Murray is going to show up. I
You
don't
think
know.
that it, like, is tied to how good he plays in video games? You think if he wins, like, has a good stream, like, he's, like, locked for the
I
game?
think he just need to get off Call of Duty for a week.
I've been saying, bro, I said that week 1. Bro,
But then
I
he
don't know.
played good.
No.
Then he was good.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
he
see
just started
how-
losing the game. Maybe, like, he's...
You see how inconsistent he is. He picks a week to be good at one or the other.
Exactly.
He's like, man, I'm going to grind COD this week. That's why I play bad in the NFL.
Probably.
Okay. So you went 49ers?
Oh, yeah, 49ers.
All right. Caleb, 49ers or Cardinals?
Cardinals.
All right. No backstory.
That's,
I have a reason. It's a bit more personal.
he said it's a personal.
Oh,
reason.
really?
Is it the bird feeder again?
Now I'm just curious.
Well, my grandpa was a Cardinals fan,
Uh-huh.
and this week will be the 10-year anniversary of him dying.
R.I.P.
So we'll go Cardinals.
It's a good reason. Good reason, man.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Was he Cardinals like St. Louis baseball or Cardinals football?
I don't remember.
Oh, you don't remember.
That's not good.
He may have picked the wrong team, guys.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
I mean, they're all Cardinals, right?
Yeah.
So
Cardinals are
we're all
Cardinals.
Cardinals today. I'll go 49ers.
Bro, just watch him take this pick. Watch the Cardinals just.
You know what? Can
destroy
I change my
49ers.
pick to the Cardinals? I'm going against my better judgment, but I'm a Kyler Murray believer and a Caleb Grandpa believer. So
Caleb Grandpa. please.
Okay, I can change your pick.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Don't change mine. I always want to go against Kyler Murray just to make Adán angry.
It doesn't make me.
No,
that doesn't
want-
make me angry. Though.
I want him to I hope he gets hit sticked into the ground.
He probably will.
I hope Fred Warner absolutely just, man.
I feel like you misunderstand my attachment to Kyler Murray. It's purely
I don't care.
fantasy.
But you keep going for him. So
It's purely fantasy.
You underestimate his power.
I went against him this week.
Don't try it.
last week.
Washington. Yeah, last week was Washington. I was gonna go against him.
But that's just because it's Jaden Daniels.
yeah, Jaden Daniels just the go. For now, he's just the Tom Brady of RT3s.
Next.
Giants in Seattle.
Bro, this is another game I wish they could both lose.
What?
Seattle.
Why do you hate Seattle? Seattle didn't
I
do
don't
anything.
hate Seattle.
You said you wanted both of them to lose.
I want to change my answer. I just want the Giants to lose.
Bro, they don't have Malik Neighbors, and
They don't? Oh,
No,
gosh.
he's still injured.
I gotta.
So I have Kenneth Walker's finally back. He scored 3 touchdowns last week, and he looked good coming back off injury. So I'm gonna have to go Seahawks.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if you don't have Malik Neighbors, you're probably done for. So I'm gonna also go with the Seattle.
The reason I say I wish they would both lose is because I could care less about either team. But I'm a semi DK Metcalf believer, so I'm gonna go Seattle.
Seattle, no brainer.
Okay. Everybody seems to be going Seattle. And Caleb, Seattle or New York Giants?
I feel like a Seahawk would make a good perch out of a Giant, so I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks.
I mean, I don't know what a Giant could do to a Seahawk, like outside of grab it.
I feel like it'd be like swatting a fly. And probably
Yeah.
miss.
Yeah, it's literally
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
All right, I'm going to go Seattle as well. Everyone's going Seattle on that one. Green Bay is at the Rams.
Dude, Green Bay's 0-2 with Jordan Love starting. With Malik Willis, they're 2-0.
That is true.
But I'm still going with the Pack, man. I like the Packers.
Pack Nation, yeah. I'm also going Packers.
Let's go Cheeseheads. Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Packers as well.
So everybody's gone Green Bay so far.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Caleb, you have Packers or Rams?
I don't think I've gone with the Packers yet, so I think I'll go with the Packers this time.
Nice. Pack Nation, man.
Yeah, me too. Packers got to win this game. It's a must-win for them, for sure. Dallas at Pittsburgh.
Man, Dallas didn't look good against the Giants.
Dallas hasn't looked
No,
good
they
all
did
year.
not.
Like their win comes against what, the Browns and the Giants,
Yeah.
and they weren't great wins except the Browns.
I mean, yeah. And then, the only reason Pittsburgh lost is because of Joe Flacco. So, I mean, that makes sense why they lost. But Pittsburgh just looks like a better team than Dallas so far, so I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Okay.
I'm also gonna go with the Steelers on this one.
All right.
Against my better judgment, I'm gonna say the Cowboys.
Like why? Like what's leading you to that pick?
5 words. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb.
That's 4.
It's 4.
Yeah, you got it, bro.
Is it and CeeDee Lamb and CeeDee Lamb?
Okay, gotcha.
He didn't say and.
Pittsburgh.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Brand goes Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
All right. Caleb, do you go with a Cowboy or a Steeler?
You see, I had a funny reason, but then I realized I was thinking of the wrong team. I was thinking the Pittsburgh Pirates, as in the baseball team.
Yeah, no, not them.
Because
Wrong
I was
sport,
thinking, this feels like the debate between, like, would you rather be a cowboy or a pirate? And I'd rather be a cowboy.
Would you rather be like a steel worker?
I'll be a cow.
I'd still rather be a Cowboy. I'm with the Cowboys.
All right.
You're going Dallas? All right. I'm going to go Dallas, too. As much as I hate them.
I feel like the problems come when they're a duo. Because if you look in our past weeks, every time that they've been together,
And we all be wrong.
yeah.
All right.
well.
Lastly, the Monday night game. Saints are in Kansas City to take on the Chiefs.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, this is.
I'm going.
It doesn't take a CSI investigation.
I'm going Kansas City refs, bro.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you can't win at 12-11, so yeah, I'm gonna go with Kansas City as well.
Dude, compared to Kansas City, the Saints are basically like ants.
What?
I don't know about that. I don't think it's gonna be that bad.
Dude, it's the Chiefs. It's going to be bad. So I'm gonna go Kansas City.
The Chiefs have not looked good
Yeah,
this
they
year.
honestly haven't looked good. They just
Like, they just
They
win.
won. They won by 7 against the Chargers.
yeah.
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 So our Kansas City refs, they
I'm going.
they
Like,
gonna win.
we're going Kansas City, but we're not going them because we think they're good.
Yeah.
It's because of the refs, man.
So everybody's Kansas City so far.
Yep.
Chiefs or Saints?
You see, it's like everybody has picked the same thing for half of these. You know, I feel like it's gonna be a bloodbath come next week if like all of us were wrong for like half of
That
them,
would suck.
or all of us were right.
I mean, it wouldn't change much for us.
Yeah,
Like all of our
yeah.
rankings would be relatively
So I'm
similar.
gonna join the bloodbath and go with Kansas City.
Nice. I feel like Mr. Al's going to pick the opposite.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I have no confidence in the Saints.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Sorry. I mean, they have a team that could win, but will they? No.
Yeah.
So, all right. So again, buys for Detroit, the Chargers, the Eagles, and the Titans. Hey, the Major League Baseball playoffs are underway today. Detroit right now is playing Houston in Houston. Later, it'll be the Royals at Baltimore. The Mets will be at Milwaukee, and Atlanta at San Diego. Do you guys have any care or interest in the baseball playoffs?
I just want the Orioles to win because they're from
Really?
Baltimore.
Oh, I got you. So, Caleb likes the Astros.
I've been to like 3 of their games.
He's been to 3 games.
The
he
only,
says.
the only game I've been to is a Texas Rangers game. So, and they're not here. So, you know.
No, they didn't make it. They did not make it. So, buys for the Yankees and Guardians in the American League, the Dodgers, and also the Phillies in the National League. So, from baseball, Pete Rose died yesterday. All-time hit leader, not in the Hall of Fame.
What? Not in the Hall of Fame?
No,
Dang.
there was this little issue he had with gambling.
Makes sense.
Happens to the best of them.
And now every single sporting event is sponsored by DraftKings or whatever sports book that you can think of.
Yeah.
So, kind of crazy.
He would have loved it.
Yeah.
nowadays.
So, but nobody played the game harder than Pete Rose. And that's why his fans are loyal to him, because they know as a player he gave it everything that he could give. And this was when he was a manager. He bet on baseball. So, and,
Yeah.
and I guess if he had a lifetime ban, now that he's dead, they could probably put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of fantasy, we forgot to go through our fantasy scores.
Again.
Didn't we?
Again.
Okay, let's see if we can find them quickly here. All right, so from last week, come on, load in. All right. Okay, it was Danny's team. Who you challenging, bro?
Yep, I beat Brennan this week,
Over
man.
Brennan,
it was
big?
a very close week because it was
118 to 107.
it was due like Devin Singletary played really bad. Seahawks defense got 1 point and Jake Elliott got 2. The rest of my players did fine. It was just a couple of players that did not do what they're
Jaden
supposed
Reed
to.
was huge for you.
Dude, I know. I was gonna be mad at myself because I started him over Tyreek Hill, and I was like, if Tyreek Hill goes off, then
You should have started Kenneth Walker. He had 33 points.
I didn't know he was playing until last second.
Wow.
So, you know,
Yeah.
but
Mahomes only at 13. so-
Yeah, I should have. Some told me to start Geno Smith. I don't know why I didn't, because I just thought Pat was just gonna have
Yeah.
a pretty good game since he playing the Chargers, but
Yeah,
it's
you
not.
cannot play Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, cause I know when I bench him this week, he's probably gonna go crazy.
Seth's fantasy villains lost to the team called Meatballs, 127 to 115.
that's my friend James from New York. Shout out James, also a Packers
From
fan.
New York. All right. So
What happened? What
Fantasy
happened, man?
Villains only getting 2 points out of Zayflower. Serves you right for taking him.
Yep. This is what happens, bro. He only plays good when I pick him up. I promise.
Zayflower power always.
I'll be grateful if I just win one game. Just one.
Amen.
Let's see. It was Christian McDaddy over
Such a crazy
Caleb's
name.
team, 108-95. Just here is Caleb's team.
That one was like.
Josh
Talking
Allen
to
was
the mic,
clamped,
Caleb.
man.
So like, none of our players, either team, played until Sunday. So we were just neck and neck at 0 until Sunday, and then it was like, boom, okay, well, I guess I lost. It's just like out of nowhere.
Caleb, you need to pick up a backup quarterback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that. Figure it out.
If you go on the app and then go to the league and hit players,
There's a lot of good ones to pick up nowadays.
yeah.
He'll work on it. Yeah. Yeah. Josh Allen let him down. And it was, wow, Adán's Old Republic team, 152 over Grant Lassier's Mardi Gras team, 152-103.
Derrick Henry's the guy.
Derrick Henry, dude, man. Derrick Henry, Kyron Williams, man. The Republic never
Derrick
loses.
Henry at
That's all I'm saying.
35.9 points.
Dude, I think Kyron Williams averages at least 20 points
Every single
season.
week.
No, every season.
Oh,
Like
really?
every fantasy season he averages like 20 points.
Well, he can keep doing that for me.
Per game or
'cause
for the whole year?
Like for the whole year.
Really?
Like
Kyron Williams?
20 fantasy points? Yeah, that's what he averages almost every season.
Wow.
He's insane.
And my team had a bye. So,
You scored a lot though.
yeah, I had a pretty good week overall. So, not too shabby. 144 points, led by
Nico
Collins. And Jaden Daniels had a pretty good game too. So we'll see how the matchups go this week. Let's see. A couple more notes before we close out here. Dikembe Mutombo
Man, R.I.P.
Rip the goat.
also died.
If I may.
He's a very young man.
Not in my house.
That's
You may
right.
not. You may not. No, you may not.
So
Thank you.
died
Gotta
from
honor his
brain
memory.
cancer. Sorry to hear that. The NBA preseason starts Friday.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. No,
Dude,
Yeah.
I want to see Bronny play, man. I'm
I
excited to see
think
Bronny play.
he's gonna start one game,
Yeah.
and that'll be it. And that's all I want. That's all I can
Bronny
ask.
play. That's like saying I want to see Thanasis play.
But listen, it's like father son. I don't
Yeah,
care.
I mean,
don't
it's
care.
like LeBron's son.
If I could see one Bronny to Bron alley oop,
Dude,
Oh
that's
my
gonna be
God,
so
that'd be
fire.
awesome. I know you don't care. I know you don't believe he's the GOAT, but like, I just think that it's a great moment. It's
Michael
the first
Jor-
time ever a father and son have played together on the same team.
Michael Jordan didn't play with his son.
nah, because he was terrible.
Wow. All right, that's
his
crazy.
his son.
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
Yeah.
I already know we're not going to the Eastern Conference Finals, but I'm going to stay with the Miami Heat.
Hey, listen.
OKC. OKC.
Hey, it's a good time to be an OKC.
There's a
Hey,
sleeper
you know.
team lurking out there that no one's talking about.
Milwaukee
The
Bucks are not
Nuggets?
good.
Wow. He just-
Okay.
I thought you
Okay.
were talking about the Nuggets.
We don't talk. We just win.
No, you don't.
I mean,
They hide.
Except
They hide
wait.
in the shadows.
Wait till you see Dame this year.
Do they still have? Oh,
You've been
yeah,
warned.
Dame, Giannis.
I thought you guys was getting traded.
You've been
to the-
warned.
Nah, but there is rumors in the NBA that Steph Curry might go to the Lakers. They're like trying to finalize a trade.
I want
Saw-
that. I want that.
Saw Carl Anthony got
Let's get
Yeah,
traded to
dude,
the
that was
Knicks.
a dumb trade.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
That was a dumb trade.
So the T Wolves get Julian Randle and
yeah.
Dante
DiVincenzo.
Yeah,
DiVincenzo's so good.
He's
Yeah,
underrated.
that's so good.
He's such an underrated
one
player.
right there, but
I don't think that's a good trade
But-
if you're what's it called?
Giving up Cat,
Yeah, you don't give up Cat, especially how good of a backcourt
bro.
that was.
Him and Ant were such a good duo.
Yeah.
Like they hung out off the court too. Like they had such good chem, and then they just traded him.
And like you don't want to rely on Rudy Gobert,
Dude, Rudy Gobert's so. Oh my god.
especially
He
after he got cut.
He started the bubble, bro.
He did start the bubble. You saw him cough on the microphone,
he
Man.
started touching the mic and everything.
and then he was the first one to get COVID.
He was. I'm
They
telling
still
you,
got
though,
Nas Reed,
watch
though,
out!
so.
Watch out for Dame.
Dame time has been over,
I'm putting
man.
you on notice.
No, he only goes crazy against OKC. It makes me angry.
That's true.
Dude, the shot over Paul George had me crying. I
Hey,
think
but
I
listen,
actually cried.
That shot is the reason you'll have such a good core right now.
No, I think I cried when that happened.
but if
I'm
it
not
wasn't
gonna
for that shot, you wouldn't have such a good team. Like, be honest.
Yeah,
because they wouldn't have explored.
OKC will be fun to watch this year.
Dude, they were fun to watch it last year,
they
and
were.
our team was young.
And now they added what's his name from the Heat? Didn't they just pick up some
Tyler
someone?
Hero?
Yeah, Tyler. Didn't they just pick up? No, who did they pick up?
I don't know who you're talking. I don't know.
It was like they traded.
Bam Adebayo?
I feel like you're just yapping.
Maybe. But I know that they have a good team now, and they got new pieces, more pieces, and it'll be better.
All right, so we might have to do a fantasy hoops team.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what I was
so ready.
thinking. Are we
I'm so
going
ready.
to do a fantasy basketball team?
I won my fantasy league last year.
Yeah, we can do it. I can do the league again because already, I know how to do it.
Maybe I'll have better luck on that.
I'll see if I can hang with you guys. I know it would be really hard.
Because you have to it updates every day.
Yeah, you have to check your lineup every day.
You don't think I know that?
Whoa.
I mean, hey, we're just hey, some people here might not know that, so we're just letting that be known.
You want to ask Mr. Al the first year he played fantasy hoops?
What happened the first year that you played fantasy hoop?
1988.
Wow.
Wow.
And
On
I
paper.
made my pick over the phone, and we didn't have cell phones back then. I had to use a payphone to make my pick while I was covering the Milwaukee Bucks San Antonio Spurs exhibition game. And you know who my first pick was? I had like the 6th pick in the draft.
Michael Jordan?
The rookie out of Navy, David Robinson.
Wow.
Wait,
that's
that's
insane.
crazy.
That
Your
is
first pick being
crazy.
David Robinson. Oh, man.
My first fantasy pick ever was David Robinson.
How did that go?
Went great. I ended up winning the league that year.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. So, and it ended up being kind of like a keeper league. So we kept the same guy, like 2 or 3 guys you could keep every year. So I kept him for a long time.
That's nice.
That's awesome.
Yep. David Robinson, my guy.
I didn't know fantasy was like that old.
And my other a couple years sleeper pick was Latrell Sprewell.
Really?
Yeah, Sprewell. I said Spruill because one of the guys in the league always called him Spruill.
Wasn't he kind of a mediocre player though?
Not his first few years. He was really good his first few years.
Okay.
So, but yeah. So I think I had Robinson, Sean Kemp.
Sean
Then I got Weber, Chris Weber.
Nice.
I love hoops.
I liked all the young guys, back then. So, because they came through. But the Admiral, one year, there was a guy I was in the championship against, and I had the Admiral, and he had Shaquille O'Neal, and it was when both of them were trying to win the scoring title. And Shaq scored like 48 points one game, and then the next night the Admiral came out and scored like 60 or something. It was like
That's crazy.
Wow. So I ended up winning. So the Admiral's my guy.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I would always take the Admiral. So, all right. I guess that'll do it for this week. Good show, everyone.
Yeah, that was fun.
We'll
This
see how
week
our
was
picks
fun.
go this week. So, for Danny Cobb,
Joe Flacco.
Adán Wright,
Kyler Murray.
Seth Bynog, Tom Brady,
Tom Brady. Even though he's gone.
Brennan Maye-Jordan.
Big Trust.
There you go. Caleb Cole.
I don't know these people's names.
Just say Tom Brady.
No, don't say Tom Brady.
Just say Grandpa.
There you go.
Grandpa. Yeah.
And for me, I'm Al Quartermont, Dan Marino. The GOAT of goats.
They could probably use him right now.
They could. He could come out of retirement and be better than what they have right now. So, my goodness. Have a good week, everyone. We'll talk with you again next week here on the Wildcats Media Sports Podcast.